bedroom's upstairs. How does he get upstairs? It's real easy.
Dumb waiter.
Right around the corner. They put a trunk elevator in the 1915 renovations. It's a trunk elevator. Dumbwaiter type, 2 rows. One side up, one side down, automatic brake, counterweights and balances. Was it a difficult pull? No, it was not. And FDR had no problem with it. Problem back then, the wheelchairs. They were big and bulky. They were made out of wicker and rattan. They were very wide, very tall back. The problem is you can't get it around the corner. Hard right, hard left. So what he does is, you saw in the living room library, he took a regular wooden kitchen chair. Has the legs removed, has the hardware mounted. It was small enough for him to get around the corner, into the elevator, handpull himself to the 2nd floor landing, right where that white door is, or to the 3rd floor where the children's rooms were. When he exits on the 2nd floor landing, there was a permanent ramp from the landing up to the hall. I've been coming to this house since I was 10 years old, and that ramp was here when I was a boy. I remember it quite well. If you were a guest here during the day, by the end of the day, you may not know whether FDR could walk or not. If you were spending the night, time for you to go to bed, you knew he couldn't. Another banister rail is added. We call it FDR's grab rail. You folks in the back aren't going to be able to see it. Comes out of the elevator, onto the landing, grabs that rail, pulls himself up the ramp, into the hall, wheels himself all the way down to the other end of the house where his bedroom is. Electricity was put in here in 1908, and that elevator was never electrified. The man who said we have nothing to fear but fear itself had one great fear. It was a fear of fire. He was afraid if he got stuck in there and the power went out, that's it for him. He keeps it manual. He's got a pretty good shot at getting down and out of here before the smoke or the fire gets to him. Questions, folks? Top of the stairs, right-hand side where the door is the elevator that FDR used. In that elevator, another one of his wheelchairs. The rooms on the left-hand side of the hall are the family rooms. You're going to see his boyhood bedroom. You're going to see the bed he was born in. It's the same bed his mother passed away in 1941. There's one guest bedroom on the family side for a man by the name of Louis Howe. He was FDR's best friend and political advisor. He always stayed with the family. The rooms on the right-hand side are the guest bedrooms where the King of Great Britain stayed, as well as Winston Churchill. All the way down at the end of the hall, there's a mirror set at an angle so the Secret Service could look around that corner. Around that corner, FDR's bedroom, Eleanor's room, and Sarah's room. But right before that mirror, 2 French doors. Those are the doors you're going to exit out when you're ready to leave. At the bottom of those stairs, if you make a left, I'll bring you right around to the front of the house. I mentioned to you outside, we do have a large group. I have to split you into 2 groups. I'm going to send up about 25 in the first group. My friend Victor's upstairs. He'll be able to answer any of your questions. And then 5 or 6 minutes later, I'm going to go up with the second group. By the time I get upstairs, the first group's going to be long gone. So I'm going to say goodbye to you now. Any of you folks fans of a man by the name of Ken Burns?
Yes.
Movie actually knew Ken is. Ken and the group from Walpole, New Hampshire, Florentine Films, have been coming down here for a little over 3 years now. That's why you haven't seen anything from Ken lately. This was due to air last year. The tentative date is December of this year. It'll be on Franklin, Eleanor, and Teddy Roosevelt. You notice how dark this house is. You don't see the beauty of this house until you see it with the lights on. And wait till you see it through the eyes of Ken Burns. The voice of Eleanor Roosevelt for this Ken Burns PBS special. She was a local girl here for quite a few years. She actually graduated here from Vassar College. It's the actress Meryl Streep. The voice of FDR, he's a good friend of ours, and he's been doing FDR longer than FDR. It's the actor Ed Herman. And some of you folks may remember Ed, and a lady by the name of Jane Alexander had a mini-series for a while. It was called Franklin and Eleanor. If you were here last fall, you could have met Jane Alexander as well. And if anybody's gone over to Valkill, Jane does the voiceover on the film over there for us. And as I said, if you were here last fall, you could have met Jane Alexander. Nobody recognized her. She was over at Valkill. I recognize her. You know when you haven't seen someone in 30 or 40 years, they get gray? You recognize that. Ed also does a one-man show on FDR, and if you watch reruns of Law & Order, Criminal Intent, he's a judge on there every once in a while. And the voice of Teddy Roosevelt, the actor Paul Giamatti. So it should be a good one. Right around December, so keep your eyes on it. It should be a good one. Anytime you visit a national park or historic site, there's a theme. The theme that this site would like you to leave with today is you're in the home of the only 4-term, physically disabled president who was born here, he was raised here, and this place was a central part of his life. If I have in some small way conveyed that to you in the last 45 minutes through the stories and the few laughs we shared, I've done my job. On behalf of the National Park Service, I really do hope you enjoyed the tour. Come back and see us again tomorrow. Folks, when you're going upstairs, really this is the only thing you're supposed to touch, so make sure you get your money's worth. There's a lot of stairs, folks. Take care, folks. Oh, my pleasure. Thanks.